I think the fact that all of these people are sober just makes it that much worse. Every single person is just choosing ignorance or ridiculousness. We just can't make this stuff up. Hi, my lovelies, it's Rebecca Rogers, and happy Thursday! We're almost to the weekend. So why don't we kick off the almost weekend with some laughs, because it's time for 911 dispatchers to tell us we can't make this stuff up. I asked my Facebook and Instagram followers, hey, any of you guys 911 dispatchers? And if so, what's something you've dealt with at work that have made you think, oh my gosh, we don't get paid enough? And here are 15 of their answers. I'm a dispatcher and this guy calls saying, I need an officer to drive through my trailer park. What's wrong? What's going on? I just have a feeling. Okay. Did you see or hear anything weird happen? I can just feel it in the air. Something's amiss. Okay. I sent someone out just to be sure, but there was nothing strange going on. Just a complete waste of time. Calling all units, be on the lookout for something somewhere. What do you feel in the air? Mary Poppins coming into town? The wind changed. She must be on her way. A woman once called frantic because she saw a shark in the ocean. Yes, ma'am. That's where we keep them.
Louder, boys, louder. Give me fortissimo. More cello, Roger. Use the gills. Brian, I love it. I love it. You're even scaring me. Andrew, are you chewing?
No.
What do you expect them to do? Do you think they're just gonna arrest the shark? Were you not aware that's where sharks lived? It is. One time a woman called saying a man was trying to break into her car. I asked her, what does he look like? And she screamed at me. How should I know? Quit asking so many questions and get over here. Ma'am, you just said a guy was breaking into your car. You clearly saw him. We need a description to find him. What does he look like? What is he wearing? Give me something to work with. Oh, I'm sure she was so scared. Like, she's probably just really frantic and stressing out. I mean, is she in the car he's trying to break into? Is she in the house? If she's in the car, it's probably really scary. But also, you saw him enough to know it's at least a guy. If he takes something and runs off, you want them to be able to find him and get it back. They need something to work with. Someone once called saying they heard a woman screaming and was terrified that someone was being hurt and wanted us to come help. It was just a fox living its best life. I feel like there's so many animals out there that people just don't know what they sound like. I mean, everyone knows the cat says meow, the dog says woof or bark or whatever, the cow says moo, but what does the fox say? Several years ago, I received a call from a non-English speaking elderly woman. She was hysterical because little people kept showing up pounding on her door and wearing terrifying masks. Guess what day it was? My Betty just had to sit on the phone and explain to her what Halloween is. Poor lady needs some candy herself. A man once called 911 to tell me the cockroaches in his house were acting weird and weren't their usual selves. Do you talk to them regularly enough to know their habits? See, if I were to see a cockroach in my house, I would probably spray it. Not interested in having that kind of a roommate, but I guess you befriended them? I am curious about what you wanted the police or firefighters or whoever you intended to call to do about your cockroaches acting unusual. What was the solution we were going for? I really need to know. We had a woman call livid that a cafe put crystal meth at the bottom of her pastry bag. She was convinced it was some sloppy druggie or that the whole bakery was just a front for illegal sales. It was just a vial of Tabasco-infused salt for her muffin. That sounds about right. You get them, Gertrude. You let them know nothing's getting by you. You know what they're really up to. You're gonna get to the bottom of it. Can't pull one over on Gertrude, guys. She knows. Why do you even go to this cafe? Okay, you clearly don't think very highly of the people who work there, the people that own it. Why are you there? My only question is, did she ever go back to that bakery? Would they let her go back to that bakery? What do you guys think? If you owned this bakery and you literally, it was probably on your menu that you put these little tidbits of extra flavoring in the bags, and someone called the police and tried to tell them that it was a cover for a drug ring or something like that. Would you let this lady come back to your bakery? I can't tell if I would or not, because on one hand, I would be so irritated that I had to deal with the mess, but on the other hand, I would love to see the regret in her face or the shame in her eyes for being so wrong. Listen, there's nothing better in this world than a Karen realizing she was wrong. Okay, there's nothing better. But what would you guys do? Someone called devastated that their pet parakeet got out of the house and they needed the fire department to come help. So yeah, we sent the fire department to get a bird out of a tree. What if it just flew to the next one? The fire department doesn't have wings. What are they gonna do? Okay, I have a childhood story. When I was a kid, I was at my friend Katie's house and her brother had these birds. He loved this bird. I think his name was Gus? I can't remember. I was very young. And our parents were doing something on the deck or something outside and I wanted to see the bird. Just to let you know, this was before my fear of birds manifested, okay? Now that would never happen. But when I was a kid, I wanted to play with a bird. So as I was getting this bird out of the cage, one of our family members comes in from outside and the bird just takes off to the outside and disappears into the trees. And I just sat there like, oh, I effed up. Let me tell you, we sat outside calling for that bird to come in for a long while. They said that he came back the next day, that he landed on the porch, they were able to catch him and bring him back in the house. But now that I'm older, I wonder if that actually happened or if they went and got another one. Now I'm wondering if I've been lied to. Did I permanently set that bird free on accident or did he come back? I don't know now. Does anyone have experience with a bird that got outside? Did it ever come back? Do they know? Are they smart like that? I don't know. One time this lady called because she locked herself in her car. Yep, that's right. Inside her car. She got a new car with electric locks and the battery died, so she couldn't unlock the doors with the clicker, and she started panicking because it was getting hot in there. I asked, did you try pulling the tabs of the locks on the doors? You could hear her blushing when she said, oh, right, I didn't think of that. I'm good now. I don't even know what to say to that. What has technology done to us? A woman saw a drug deal on her property and wanted them away from her business, but also didn't want to offend the drug dealers by labeling them as drug dealers. She asked if we could call them entrepreneurs instead. Bless her heart. She really said, I don't want you messing up my business, but I don't want to mess up yours either. Just, you get that bag. We got a call from a woman who said her child just called her while she was at work and he needed an ambulance ASAP. I thought, oh no, a small child needs help. Nope. A 39-year-old man smoked weird weed and called his mommy because he was scared. I can just imagine the kind of parent she was when her baby was in school. These kinds of calls are always so funny to me. Whenever we ask someone to describe the person breaking into their house or breaking into the car, we get, he was tall. Okay, what did he look like? What was he wearing? What was his race? He had red hair. Okay. Was he black, white, Hispanic, Asian? He had freckles. Okay, so was he white? He's American. Dude, you're not offending anyone. Just tell me what he looks like so we can go find him. I feel like those kinds of calls happen a lot. That's so unfortunate. A man once called because there was a snake in the bush outside his window and he just saw it? This guy was crying about a snake that was outside his home under a bush in nature. This guy was like in his mid-20s. It's kind of like the shark situation. Were you not aware that that's where snakes lived? In nature? What did you expect them to do? Just don't go near it. Let it be. I mean, if it's a poisonous snake or a really dangerous one, okay, you might need to do something about it, but that's not something you call 911 about. A lady once called saying that there was a strange car who the last couple of weeks had been throwing things out of his car onto people's driveways and even stopping at mailboxes super early in the morning. This was clearly something suspicious. I said, ma'am, the deputy in the area notified me he stopped the vehicle last week when you called. That's just the newspaper delivery guy. No, he's gotta be on the heist. Have someone else look into it. There's no way. Why is it so hard to believe it's just the newspaper guy? If that's what he's throwing on the driveways is the newspapers, does that not make sense? Someone's gotta deliver it. If no one else is doing it, if it's just that one guy, why does that not make sense? We had a missing persons case and a local psychic called in and offered us her services. She said, I can sense the missing girl is somewhere dark. I don't know where, but somewhere dark. Thanks, lady. That was super helpful. I'm gonna be completely honest. It wouldn't put it past me that there are people who exist in this world who just have a sixth sense. Like, I believe in that 100%. Loki wish it was me. I just want to be a superhero so bad. But I also know there are people out there who are not sincere in that kind of business. She's somewhere dark. The vibe I'm getting from that lady is just whenever they find her, she's like, oh, see, I was right. She was somewhere dark. I'm legit. Come by my business. That doesn't strike me as someone who genuinely has a sixth sense. It's very upsetting to me how all of these stories appear to be sober people and they're just choosing ridiculousness or choosing ignorance. Why? These 911 dispatchers don't get paid enough. Let me know down in the comments which of these you thought was the most ridiculous. I know I'm gonna start and I'm gonna choose mine. And as always, if there's an underappreciated occupation that you want me to include, definitely let me know down in the comments. As you probably noticed, I tried some new things in this video, so definitely let me know what you thought. Keep doing it, don't keep doing it. I always love to see your feedback. Thank you for joining me today. I hope when you go to sleep tonight, you fall asleep instantly. No tossing and turning. That's never fun. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, my lovelies. Mwah.